Greetings and welcome to this week's Just Talk channel news and analytics rambling, as that is what it is. That is what it's become. A few things to mention before we get started here. Some new faces on the channel, which is awesome. Lots of new commenters and stuff popping up, which is awesome to see. And I love reading all your comments, and I do try and reply to them all, which is one of the best parts for me. Adam Malarkey deserves a special mention because look, he is right here on this early comments page. But more importantly than that, he seems to have taken it upon himself to go back and watch pretty much every video I have ever published on this channel, which is pretty amazing, and actually contributes to some of these little spikes that we'll see in just a minute, I suspect, which is fantastic. I mean, it's awesome. It feels a bit weird for me. I mentioned to my girlfriend, someone actually said, I think it was Bone Hero, a little while ago, that he was going to go on a weird Wizard Marathon because he'd been away for a week and had missed all the videos. And I mentioned that to my girlfriend, and she just said, "That sounds so weird." And I was like, "I know, right?" It is weird for me. It is weird for me. And you know, this is still such a small channel, and yet there's some really great viewers amongst you in the community. I mean, all of you actually are really great viewers. I don't want to single one out for special praise. Adam Malarkey, it's just because he's been watching so many of the videos and commenting on so many of them. And as far as I know, and feel free to comment if you have indeed watched all of my videos or most of my videos, but the only other person in that club who I know of for certain is Fallen X, who has been with the channel from pretty much like the near the beginning, not the actual beginning, but near the beginning, and has watched every single video, I believe, on the channel. Certainly watched all the early videos and stuff. I don't necessarily recommend you go back and watch those early videos, by the way. You know, like anything, YouTubing is a skill, and it's a skill that I think I've gotten a lot better at since I started. So those early videos, you know, for me, they leave a lot to be desired. And I actually stopped the first series, the Banner Saga, before reaching the end of it, because I'd gotten to the point where I thought I was capable of producing much better videos, and I didn't see any point in continuing the series. Now, Fallen X has been on my back about finishing that series for quite a long time, and I also would love to finish that series. In fact, I would love to do the whole thing again from the beginning. Time is ever an issue, but if enough people want to see me either finish that series or do it again from the very beginning, then I will make the time for it. In fact, I think I'll probably try and make the time anyway. At some point, it just depends when that is. I believe actually the Banner Saga 2 is due out this year, so or it certainly has been announced. So before that would be good, I suppose. Anyway, a special mention to Adam Malarkey for that. Thank you, man. You've left some really great comments, and I'm actually going to end this episode with a comment that Adam Malarkey has left, because it's possibly one of the funniest comments that I have read on my channel to date. And that's saying quite a bit, because there's been some very funny comments on my channel. There's some really great commenters out there. Also, big shout out to Tamara TG here, who also has been watching quite a lot of the videos. Fantastic. Thanks a lot for getting involved with the channel and also, you know, putting your opinion forth, and also back to me on Patreon. Become the 4th patron. Absolutely awesome. Thanks a lot for that. It means the world to me. You know, I mean, it means the world to me. Also going to give a mention to Watch It Go, who's here on the comments page as well, who has been retweeting me a lot on Twitter. Good. Fantastic. Let's crack on, shall we? So, Video Manager, Retro Friday, Goblin Town. This is the Rune playthrough. It is, you know, by far and away the weakest performing series that I've got on the channel, and I suspect that I probably lost quite a lot of people, including quite a lot of the regular subscribers. Probably quite a lot of you who are watching right now don't watch the Retro Friday Rune episodes because it's an old game and it got a bit repetitive, and I made the mistake of kind of drifting away from the heavy editing style that I have used more prominently across the channel, and this happened over the course of a few weeks and stuff, and you know, for various reasons, and I think the Rune series is one of the ones that suffered the most from it. Actually, the last 2 episodes for me have been more enjoyable to put together because they have compressed like an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of gameplay into like a 15 to 20 minute episode. So it's much more action-packed. It's probably still quite repetitive because at the end of the day it's a repetitive game. But you get some of the highlights of my narration rather than sort of like, you know, quite so much of the rambling. It may come across as madness to some of you, and that's all part of the roleplay fun of it. I mean, Ragnar is taking on a life of his own. For me, you know, like in my mind of this kind of like slightly crazed individual, which is pretty cool. Anyway, but as a series, it's not doing terribly well. And once I finish it, it will be kind of, you know, obviously, I think the slot that it vacates will probably be left for other current games rather than doing Retro Friday, doing another series in Retro Friday. I'd like to come back to Retro Friday, honestly, when the channel is bigger, and see if I can do it justice. But for the time being, I think it's a wasted spot. And possibly worst of all, Friday, I suspect, should actually be a really strong day for picking up new subscribers. I think a lot of people, you know, Friday after work, coming home and sitting down and watching, you know, YouTube videos and stuff as a way of relaxing on Friday night before going out, or instead of going out if they're old like me. So yeah, it's a tricky one. But what I'll probably try and do in the meantime is just get that all pre-recorded and away we go. Had some issues at the weekend. I'm not going to go into them again now. Basically, I couldn't get it recorded, but now it's out. And I've got a load of pre-recorded footage now to go into the next episode, and probably the next episode after that, and then there may be one more to actually bring it to a conclusion. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's fine and fantastic. Other shows, however, have been doing really well. Kerbal Space Program is doing really well. 70 views already on the Juno 1 and a bit. 12 likes. I think this is definitely going to be the kind of like the focus game for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to try and get 2 or 3 episodes at least out a week, and really sort of progress this series at a fast pace. And that should be fun. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm really enjoying that. City Skylines continues to come along quite happily, quite nicely. 50 odd views there for episode 10. Episode 9, 61 views. Episode 8, 52 views, interestingly. So I mean, it's got a nice steady audience. So as you can see, the statistics, well, I mean, we'll just ignore that one. It's still red arrows everywhere, but that's to be expected. This actually, estimated minutes watched, has gone back up above the 20,000 minutes mark. I was wondering when that was going to happen. I'm pleased to see that has gone back up. Whether it will stay above it or not, I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's still showing a downward red arrow, but actually, if we look at it, there's a definite, in the last couple of weeks, there's a definite upward trend there, and part of that is Adam watching every single video that I've ever released. But you know, nonetheless, definitely, at worst we're flat, and probably more accurately, we're growing a little bit. I think we've got a lot of new viewers. I think a few older viewers have gone quiet, whether they're still watching and just not commenting, or whether they've kind of drifted away for now and hopefully will return. I don't know. It's never clear, but that does happen at the end of the day. If I think back at, you know, I don't think I have a single YouTuber who I follow who I have consistently watched everything of, you know, since I first discovered them and subscribed. So you know, that's absolutely to be expected, and hopefully, you know, some of those 1,300 odd subscribers will keep coming back, and we'll keep discovering content, and you know, all will be well with the world. Good. Let's just overlay views so you can see that in case you're interested. We'll also do quickly subscribed. There you go. And not subscribed. There you go. I mean, if you want to look at that in detail, you can always pause it and look at the graphs. In general, like I said, it's a positive picture. It's a steadily growing picture, I think. I hope. And most popular videos for not subscribers, the Kerbal Space Program, unsurprisingly, this has been where a lot of the search traffic has been coming in. And if we look at that now on overview, 40% of non-subscribed views are from or traffic, I don't know exactly how, I presume that's views, are from the Google search results. So as I said last week, actually really surprised how high that is. It's a positive thing, and hopefully this is kind of the great hope that the channel will start feeding back into itself as it grows. You know, it'll just grow faster and faster as more and more, as it becomes more popular. You get more search results for yourself. You'll get more suggested video results, and that will in turn feed more people in. Only 6.5% female non-subscribed views or traffic, which is not the best. But if we look at the two combined, it's 8.5%. So actually pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. In case you're interested, let's just put that up. For some reason, there's no gender specifics specified for subscribers. But channel page 37%, YouTube guide 36%. So those two more or less equal sources for subscriber views of the channel, which is interesting. Let's take a look at the top geographies. For subscribers, United Kingdom is at the top. 3,000, like by 1,000 odd minutes as well. 395 views to United States in second place, 244 views, but like I say, 1,000 minutes different, higher average view duration. Interesting stuff. Come on, you United Statesers. How do you say that? USers? Americans, I guess, which would include the Canadians down here on in fourth place, Germans third place, Finland, Denmark, New Zealand, and Cyprus. Look at Cyprus. Look at it, reigning supreme with its 16 minutes and 50 seconds average view duration. Can anybody topple Cyprus from its mighty hold? Well, if anybody can, it may be Finland, who are a mere minute and 50 seconds behind. Look at that, Finland nearly taking the crown for average view duration. There you go. Good stuff. Oh, look, another 15 minutes here. Chile, 15 minutes. Ooh, 15 minutes and 1 second. Just shy of Finland. So a very close third place there. Interesting stuff. And 13 minutes 48 seconds for Argentina as well. Wow, look at that. Who would have thought it? For subscribers, let's take a look at not subscribed. Now the United States storms into the lead for the not subscribed views and minutes watched. A slightly lower average view duration, but there you go. Look at that, nearly double, more than double, in fact, more than double the views of the United Kingdom in second place. Fantastic. Germany, Canada, Netherlands, France, Australia, Poland, Sweden, Thailand, Spain, Russia, Czech Republic, and so on, onward down. If we could get like a competition between nations for viewing how can we do that? Perhaps some kind of like petition to the United Nations. Would that do it? Could we officially have Weird Wizard Dave's YouTube channel set up as some kind of competition between nations? Probably not, Probably not. Let's take a quick look at audience retention. It's pretty flat. We'll put the two figures together. It's still pretty flat. 29%. I'm happy with that. Nothing terribly fantastic or interesting about it. The best videos here, look, the Long Dark episode 7, the Besiege challenge episode, actually not quite so good because it was quite a long video, so only 32% average view duration. I don't think anything's any better than that, is it? Like 48%. 55% is the KSP Low-Tech Suborbital Spaceplane Challenge. I think that's the best. Is that the best? Let's just say that's the best. Cool. All right, there you go. Audience retention. This is the sort of stuff I would love to see other YouTubers publishing statistics on as well. I would love to be able to kind of, I mean, not as a competition, but just to see how it compares, you know, like, especially some of the larger, more established YouTubers. Scott Manley, are you watching my videos? Probably not. But if you are, give us a look at this, would you, mate? Nice. Good. Subscribers. And wait. And wait. There we go. This shows the fact that I've been doing a lot more publicizing. The activities have picked up. I'm not doing it as much as I was, but I'm doing it more than I was also, if you know what I mean. Back when I was really blitzing the publicity, when I was really growing fast towards that 1,000 subscriber mark, I was doing it every night for hours every night, you know, really maxing out the potential for the systems that I was using. So I've not been doing it anywhere near as much, which is why it's a lot spikier now. I tend to sort of like do it and then have a night off, do it and then have a night off, or do it for a couple of nights, that sort of thing. So, and you can see the results from that. I've got a few ideas for how I can help in that and help to keep pushing that forward. But this is something else that I think is really important. You need to keep pushing these things forward. You need to, because, you know, with the best will in the world, like I said, people will drift away from the channel. You know, like it's just the way of YouTube. It's the way of it, and not every. It's partly going to be because people might not enjoy a new series that you start or a new thing that you do or whatever. It may just be as well that people are busy. People have busy lives. You know, so if you're, you know, speaking to YouTubers now, or people who are interested in YouTube growth, one thing that seems, basically, you need to keep your foot on the gas. Like, that's, you can't just coast on YouTube. If you're not moving forwards, you're moving backwards, you know, like, and that's just the way of it until you get to a certain critical mass, I suspect, when the YouTube machine itself starts to work for you. So when you're getting those search results, and when you're getting those suggested videos, and when you're getting the viral marketing of just having so many people that you know, other people talking to other people and telling other people about it, and, you know, people resharing and all the rest of it starts to do the work for you. Up until then, and I suspect that, you know, realistically, you're talking about needing to be like 100 or 1,000 times bigger, or maybe not 1,000 times, but like, as in like at least 100 times bigger, as in you need to have a subscriber base probably numbering in the hundreds of thousands before that really starts to kick in for you, you know, like, because if you've got a subscriber base numbering in the hundreds of thousands, you're probably still only getting 1,000 views on videos, like somewhere in the 1,000 view range for videos, which is arguably not even enough yet, you know, like, I suspect you to really compete, it's difficult to know, because, like I said, we don't have these sorts of numbers for the bigger channels. They don't tend to sort of put out this sort of information. But should my channel ever grow to that size, I guarantee you, on this day, I shall keep doing this. These statistics shall remain public domain, and I'm going to be a transparent channel. So if you want to know the answer to that question, the easiest way is to go out and find hundreds of thousands of people to start watching my channel. There you go. Off you go, guys. I'll see you in, like, you know, 20 minutes. Okay. How hard can that be? Fine. Good. Stop rambling, Dave. Stop rambling. Let's take a quick look at likes and dislikes. This has picked up an awful lot from our kind of like our lull period, so this is good to see. It'll be interesting as this continues to pan on, to watch this graph kind of going up and down. Comments. This is where we're going to end. Very, very good. Like, here's the low. Had a couple of spike periods, but look, we've picked up to a nice solid resting state here, and then Adam started posting, and, you know, it's gone through the roof, which is amazing. Speaking of Adam, I am going to read out one of his comments, because this one I found particularly entertaining. It is posted on The Banner Saga episode 8. Here we go. This is one of the strangest experiences I've had. 14 views on the video, 6 likes, and this is the first post. Kind of strange to think that most of the videos have hundreds of thousands or even millions of views, tens of thousands of likes, and dislikes occasionally, and thousands of comments. I think something like this needs a speech. Something that will be remembered. Something that will live on in infamy, even years into the future, when you're making videos for those millions of people. I know. First post! Yes, it's brilliant. This wins the. I've had a lot of really great comments. Don't get me wrong. I've had a lot of really, really great comments from a lot of really, really great commenters. But this really, really made me laugh. Fantastic. There you go, Adam. Maximum bonus points to you. A brilliant post, a brilliant comment. You know, yeah, I would be lovely if I was getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views, tens of thousands of likes, and even dislikes occasionally, and of course thousands of comments. It does mean if I ever get to the point where I'm getting thousands of comments, that I probably will not be able to engage in the comments with the commenters like I am at the moment, and that's something that I'm not looking forward to, actually. That's going to be one of the slightly disappointing things. I think we're still quite a long way away from that, unless you all do actually go out and find 1,000 people each tomorrow. So not to worry about it at the moment, but I really love interacting with people in the comments. It's a really great part of the experience of being a YouTuber for me. One of the best parts of being a YouTuber for me. I can play games on my own all day long if I want to. You know, I quite like doing the voices. That's a nice thing. The money is utterly terrible, but the comments and the feedback from people and just that engagement is fantastic. And you know, it's right now, it's what it's all about. It's amazing, and it will be something that I will miss when that day comes, when I have those. If that day comes, when I have those thousands of viewers. But, you know, never mind. Let us not worry about that just now. Your comment there shall live on in infamy for future generations to view and enjoy. Anyway, look, I think I've rambled on plenty for today. I'm going to leave it there. I have been Weird Wizard. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I will see you later.